$3.2 billion. Records show that's how much the federal government loaned to New Mexico companies during the pandemic, all to keep people working. However, a record number of 297,000 New Mexicans filed for unemployment during the pandemic.
It set a new historic precedent in New Mexico, the worst unemployment rate that we've seen since the Great Depression.
So, where did the money go?
The PPP loan was designed to help the employer keep his employees on work or bring his employees back into work.
But that did not always happen, federal officials say. Target 7 dug through data from the U.S. Department of Treasury. This is a list of 35,000 companies that received what the federal government called payroll protection loans, or PPP. We found 428 New Mexico companies received more than $1 million. Companies like Goodwill, schools like Albuquerque Academy, and businesses like Dream Style Remodeling.
We were out of business in our showroom here for 90 days, so we couldn't sell many of our products that we sell from the showroom.
Larry Chavez is the owner. At $7.5 million, his company received the second most in the state in PPP loans.
We were looking at survival strategies. We had to lay off 220 people.
That was before he got word that he received a PPP loan. He has hired most of the employees back within months.
Had we not gotten that loan money, we would have been reduced from 540 employees to 75 or 100.
But not every company that got one of these loans was able to hire people back right away. Meow Wolf in Santa Fe received more than $6 million in PPP money. A spokeswoman acknowledged to Target 7 that they had to lay off hundreds of employees due to the pandemic. When we asked about their PPP money, they declined to comment, but did say they have recently rehired the majority of their staff.
A lot of companies were already struggling even before the PPP or the pandemic happened, and the pandemic was just the straw on the camel's back that shut some of these companies down. Others adapted, adjusted, survived, and struggled through the pandemic. PPP was the lifeline that kept them afloat.
Matthew Garcia of the Small Business Administration says even though some other companies might have received these loans and never hired people back, they have not necessarily done anything wrong.
The best practice for an employer would obviously be to retain as much of the workforce as possible.
So with these loans, businesses have to use 60% on payroll, the rest on rent or mortgage. They do that, they get to keep the money. If they don't, they have to pay it back with interest to the banks like this one that are lending out that money.
Very cheap money for a business owner to pick up at 1%.
At the end of the day, firms that were unable to have their loans forgiven, particularly these loans, will have to make substantial adjustments to ensure that they can pay.
Economist Riley White says even though companies who got these loans were still laying people off, the effects on the state's unemployment rate and the economy would have been much worse. He estimates that there could have been about 600,000 New Mexicans without jobs instead of half that number.
The PPP was imperfect. There were issues with it, but it was able to help many companies keep their workers employed over the long run.
But the loans might not have completely saved the state or your job. Many companies who did not use the money on payroll have as little as 2 years to pay it back along with the interest. If they don't, they could go out of business.
These companies should be able to pay off these loans if we continue to recover so robustly from the pandemic.
Dream Style owner Larry Chavez says he believes his loan will be forgiven because he now has more employees than he did before the pandemic.
Saved millions of jobs.
For Target 7, I'm Todd Kurtz.
The Small Business Administration tells us they will be auditing companies' loan applications to make sure they were spending that money on payroll.